Chairman. As a preliminary matter, we'll start by confirming that all remote members can hear and be heard. So folks that are remote, when I say your name, please answer affirmatively. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Ms. Sharkey?
Yes.
And Mr. Wen is your.
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Thank you. So good evening. It is 7:06 p.m. This open meeting of the Grafton Zoning Board of Appeals is being conducted both remotely and in person, consistent with the temporary provisions of the open meeting law, which extends remote meeting protocols through March 31st, 2027. This meeting is convening via Zoom video conference and in person as posted on the meeting agenda, which can be found on the Town of Grafton website. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. All participation within this meeting will be visible to others. Accordingly, please be aware that others may be able to see you, and you should take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording of this meeting, and that recording may be published or rebroadcast at a later date. This meeting may feature public comment. Anyone attending virtually or in person, please state your name and address. Anyone online, use the raise hand feature. If you're only on the phone, our meeting administrator will enable you to speak. And each vote taken at this meeting will be done on a roll call vote. So with that, the first item on the agenda is 9 Logan Path, I believe. So we've received the revised plan according to what we had requested. And we also received the zoning determination. Could you give us copies of that, Katrina?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. All right. So any, so I guess to the applicant, is there anything additional you would like to present over and above the additional plot plan?
Sure. So I understand that, at the end of last meeting, there were two items that the board wanted more information on. One was the updated plot plan to reflect information that's on the site plan for conservation. I believe I provided that, and hopefully that satisfy the request. The second was the questions surrounding abandoned and not used. I had a chance to speak with Katrina. I believe that the legal had provided favorable decision on that. But I also wanted to share, I did a little bit of research myself on the bylaw, that the board actually has the authority to determine whether this can be moved forward. If the board determined that this project is not more detrimental to the site, if given permission to be rebuilt. I hope that's the opinion of the board. And then I think the only restriction that the board would not be able to override is the overlay district requirement. And even with that, when we look at the overlay district requirement, the project cannot exceed 25% impervious requirement. And I believe my design, the plan, the building is actually below that. So it doesn't, it doesn't, it does not need any special permit for that because it falls within the require limit. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think it's right at this point. It's just up to the board to decide whether there's something that is that makes sense for me as a property owner to do, and for the neighborhood, given the state of the property, whether it's good to have it rebuilt. And I hope that I get a favorable opinion approval today to move forward with this project.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board?
Mr. Chair, just on that last point on the impervious surface, the applicant's correct about the overall requirement to be less than 25% of the lot area, and he would comply with that, but the section 3.4.3.5 that I think we would be applying here also has a requirement that any modification or extension, alteration, or change can only increase the existing impervious area by 50%. And here we're almost doubling it.
If I could add my thought on that, my reading to that is, so the 25% is where you, if you go above that, then you need special permit. If you are below that, then you are within that requirement. And then let's say if you are, in my situation, existing non-conforming lot. If I were to get approval, design a new plan to build, and it exceed 25%, that once I exceed 25%, it cannot go above 50%. That's my reading. So, whereas in my case, it doesn't even touch the baseline of 25%.
So, Mr. Benjamin's point is, looking for my law here. There's a restriction that you're not allowed to increase the impervious area by more than 50%. And I'm not sure if that's something that we can, I assume it's something we can allow.
Right,
I'm not
but
sure.
even if so,
I don't
so
know,
maybe
we can.
if I can rephrase it, so even if I increase the percentage to 50%, it doesn't come to 25%, which is what allowed by the overlay district.
If I may, it's the hang up is that it's not 50% of the site. Well, yeah, so if this were a clean slate, a lot that had never been built on, or we're talking about a new project, the requirement would be that you couldn't exceed 25%. Where we're extending, altering, or changing an existing, a pre-existing non-conforming structure, I don't believe the bylaw allows us to increase the pre-existing impervious footprint by more than 50% of what's there. So if I'm looking at the updated plot plan, the original impervious area is just shy of 1,200 square feet. So an increase of 50% of that would bring us to ballpark 1,800 square feet. And right now, if it's appropriate to include what we have for the house, the driveway, and the deck area, we would be at 2,206 square feet. And my question there would be, if the deck if it's a traditional deck that's like hovering above the ground, does that count towards the impervious area or not?
I agree with that question.
I thought that as well.
I don't think it does.
I don't see why it would.
I know my deck,
Well, every deck's supposed to have the water go through it.
I think so.
Yeah, usually they count the footings because that's what's solid.
The footing?
The footings and then the landing pad
Which
for
is
the
next
steps.
to nothing.
So if you got 3 footings and they're 2 feet by 2 feet,
Right.
that's 6 square feet.
Not 606.
Yeah. So they should have just put in the footings and the pad, not the whole deck.
Plus, he doesn't have a driveway listed under existing.
There isn't one. There's nothing there right now.
That
It's
was
dirt.
was that just a gravel driveway and it was never paved?
Nope. It's all just dirt. I can pull it up on the near
Is
map.
the intention to pave the driveway?
The design is that, yes.
Right, that puts you over. Even if we don't count the deck, then that puts you over.
Could use pavers.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go with a non,
Yeah, we can go, gravel, but I really respectfully, ask that you look at that verbiage again, because to me, it's the overlay area. It doesn't allow the impervious area to be over 25% or 5,000 square feet, whichever is greater. So that language there is very clear that, for a property within that overlay district, you're allowed to have up to 25% of your area being impervious or 5,000 square feet, whichever is greater.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. McCusker.
Yeah, I'm not disputing the section you're reading, but, there's multiple sections to the bylaw, and you have to read any section that applies to you. And right now, we're contemplating granting you a special permit under 3435. And in order to give you a special permit under 3435, it says, notwithstanding the aforesaid in the water protection overlay, an extension, alteration, or change may only be allowed by the zoning board of appeals up to 50% above what was existing on the site on the date of enactment of water supply. So if we're going to grant you a permit under 3435, we have to go by the language that says up to 50% above what was there. The other sections are, quite frankly, irrelevant. Doesn't say or 50% of, it doesn't reference the other sections at all. That's just, if you're going to extend or alter a pre-existing non-conforming structure, language is pretty clear that you can do it up to 50% of what was there.
Okay, if we, and I don't know if we should go here, what I'm saying, but, the existing house is 915, the proposed is 1120. Take the 2 decks out because add a few feet in for the footings, possibly.
Right.
And on the proposed, take the driveway out and have it gravel or pavers. I know of an instance on Millbury Street where the guy had to put in pavers, he couldn't put asphalt down. So I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a house,
I don't like having to suggest this, but we can't allow anything over the 50% as far as I know.
yep, I agree.
And I'd just as soon get this case over with.
So do we change the proposed deck square footage from 606? Does that need to be dropped if we're just looking at footings? Would that give him some
Yeah, I
space?
think if you just look at the house is 915 today, it's gonna be 1120,
1120,
so,
right.
we got plenty of of headroom there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many
Footings.
footings are under that
Doesn't matter.
deck.
Could be dozens, and we're still okay,
Yeah,
right? I mean, 915, 50% of 915 is like 460 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So,
Well
Maybe
below
we've
that.
got a few
72.
hundred
Yeah.
square feet of footings if we wanted them.
I mean, that's a 28-foot wide deck, so that's,
Yeah. So it's more the driveway we
It's the
have
driveway
to-
that
we
pushes
have
them
to-
over.
Yeah.
So I guess to address that, we have to make it gravel,
or
right? To
pavers.
change it to a pervious surface. Is that the suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we would do our special permit with a condition, that limits the pervious surface or impervious surface.
Yeah.
Or it could be pavers, doesn't have to be gravel, but something, you wanted to upscale a little bit, do pavers.
right.
Okay.
Just as long
Okay.
as water can
I
go
mean-
down through it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the only way that we can move forward, then that's what we have to do.
Would the decision need to include, obviously it's on the plans, but we're discussing the house as a pre-existing non-conforming structure. We're really not debating the driveway, other than the impervious, this piece of the impervious calculation. So I think the special permit would be specific, focused on the structure. Do we need to bring the driveway into this at all?
I think we do because we're gonna reference a drawing that has a driveway on it. It doesn't say what it's made of, but we're gonna reference a drawing that has a driveway, and we've had this discussion.
Yep.
So I think it should be. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think it probably needs to be.
It's in their calculations.
Oh, yeah, it's in their
It's in
calculations
the
too.
calculations.
But I think we just have to be careful referencing the calculations because we wouldn't want to lump in the deck, what's presented for the decks either. I think that throws us off.
I think a condition that basically. So something like any additional impervious surface is limited to X
I think
square feet or
Tracy has
like that.
something to say.
Good evening, board. I would agree with the last person that was speaking. I didn't see who it was, but just limiting it to the 50% because on the GIS, there is a driveway shown. I have parked in that location. And then the other issue is there's a deck included in the existing impervious. So,
So there's a driveway there now?
yeah, if you look on the GIS, it's been overgrown, but I physically, I believe early last year, went and parked there. You're able to park off the right of way. So I just don't think that the surveyor picked that up. But if you look on the GIS and probably the aerial photo, but I think it's acceptable just to only authorize 50% and not put a square footage on it. Yeah, you can't see it on the GIS. You can see it from 2023.
Is the driveway pervious or impervious? It's there.
Impervious.
It is. Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of changes everything.
Yeah, they didn't have it on any of the previous, even the very original one we saw.
Can you bring that up,
I'm
Katrina?
working on it.
Oh,
I can only multitask and do two things.
well, I didn't know if you were.
Yeah, I am. Give me one sec.
Do we know if the existing deck is pervious or impervious?
it's probably about 12 feet off the ground. I would say it's the underneath of the deck is pervious.
Okay, so we only have to worry about the house and the driveway then.
Yes.
Then he's okay.
House.
But the driveway is being expanded, right?
Is it?
We don't know how big the old driveway was.
It's hard to see in this
Oh,
picture
I
because of the
think,
trees.
I think I agree with Tracy, just we'll limit the motion, if we limit the motion to 50%
an oblique
increase.
view of it.
Well, we actually don't need to do that. That's the bylaw.
Oh, I don't want the back. Well, there's the back deck, so you can see the deck is
Yeah.
quite a bit off.
And it's not like there's a concrete like
Yeah.
slab.
No,
Right.
no, it's got the footings. Let me go back.
There's a little guardrail towards the front of the street there. And then, oh, there it is on the front corner.
Yeah. Problem.
So where that car
And then
is
there's
parked,
steps.
Yeah, right here. No, that's the other house.
If you go to the GIS, you can see the overlay because this
Okay.
lot line is a little off.
Let me go to the GIS.
I don't think you're going to be able to see it because it's overgrown.
Yeah.
But there, if you go to aerial photo 2023,
Okay, now you're really you're really asking me to do a lot tonight, Tracy. All right.
don't zoom in. Don't zoom. Go back to map. See the front there?
Oh, this right here. Yeah.
And then if you go to the aerial photo if you click on the imagery on the right side of
Tell me.
under themes,
Oh, themes. Okay. Aerial imagery. Aerial photo 2022.
23, I think is a little bit better. Might need to take,
There we go.
yeah. So if you zoom in, it's cleared. It's an area that
Right
people
there.
previously parked in.
Yeah. It's just overgrown now.
Yeah.
How old is this picture?
This was from 23.
2023.
Oh, 23. Oh, that's, all right.
so it's hard to say from this picture, but Tracy, you're saying that driveway is currently paved.
It is compacted gravel,
Oh, so
which I would consider as impervious. Yeah, over time, if you go to spring 2017, there's something parked there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I parked my car. So
and you would consider compacted gravel to be impervious?
yes.
Okay.
So is it? So either they shouldn't have included the driveway in the impervious, or they should have included it in the prior impervious.
Correct.
Is the proposed driveway larger than the footprint of the existing driveway? That's to Mr. Nguyen.
It shouldn't be because there's limited space up there. It would not be.
Pushing the house back a couple feet, so it might be a couple feet longer, but
So, all right, let's just say that we don't know how big the driveway is today. But Tracy said she parked a car, and I see another picture of a car parked presumably on the driveway. Generally speaking, a parking spot's 10 by 20? I think.
Sounds like a good number.
So let's say it's 10 by 20.
200.
Probably more. So that's 200. So if you add the 200 to the current 915, that gets you to 1,115 square feet of impervious today. Add 50% onto that, that means you can get up to, 1,600 and change. Now, if you take the proposed, which is an 1,120 square foot house and 480 square feet of driveway, that totals 1,600. That's less than what they're allowed. And I don't think I went through any gymnastics to get there. I think that's very legit. I think chances are the driveway is actually bigger than the 200 square feet. So I think they're good. The key is that the deck is not part of the impervious, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's not today, and I don't think it will be in the future. So I think they're good.
Yeah, that logic makes sense to me.
How we document that, I don't know, but
So,
Do your findings.
yeah, thanks.
so are they going over what they have now?
What do you mean?
For the driveway?
No, for the whole impervious area. Is it going?
No.
Well, it's less than
Yes.
50%.
It's gonna be less because you gotta take
Oh,
up
yeah.
the deck.
It is more.
It is more. So we have to give them something,
Wait,
But it's less than 50%.
we have to vote a motion to allow them to go over the,
no, they're
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
go
It'll
over
just
the-
be one of the findings. It'll be at the end of the findings. We'll say that the current impervious square footage is estimated to be 1,115 square feet, and the proposed impervious is 1,600,
okay.
which is less than a 50%
We just gotta
increase.
stay under the 50%
Right.
increase. We don't have to mention the 50.
Right.
Okay, okay. Right. It's been a while since
Yeah.
Had to use math in here.
we did this 3 times on one house.
I know
In
exactly which one you're
South
talking about.
Uh-huh.
That one we went through gymnastics to do it.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, we did.
they kept buying things.
All right.
And I wouldn't doubt that whole 40 feet has been used as a driveway, the frontage.
But is it impervious?
I
Right.
bet it is. I just can't
Yeah, but so-
imagine a house with one parking spot.
Right. No, I agree. And
So-
so the bigger it is,
But
then
that's just,
the
that's just,
better the numbers
that's just an assumption. I mean, I
Yeah.
drove up there. If I would have known, I would have walked into the puckleweeds a little more, but,
Yeah, but even if, even if it's twice what we estimated, that just makes the calculations easier.
yeah.
Just, Mr. Chair, a question.
Mr. Thomas?
So how does the discrepancy between the findings and the plot plan be addressed? Because the plot plan submitted by the applicant is clearly stating the higher numbers. And is the board saying that the plot plan is not right? That the applicant is submitting?
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. McCusker.
I don't think that we're gonna say the plot plan is not right. I think that we're just gonna point out that the impervious calculations, I don't know, we'll go as far as to say they're not right, but I think if we just, in our findings, include discussion of the impervious calculations. No, I think we can say that the board finds that the impervious calculations stated on the plot plan are not correct. I think we can say that.
And that the deck is not pervious, it's impervious.
Right.
Or other way
No, it's
around.
not, it's
I'm
not.
sorry, it's
It's vice
not,
versa.
yeah,
It's not pervious, it's
not pervious, I'm
impervious.
sorry, it's impervious, yeah.
Seeing we have our building inspector here, does Bill's logic, do you agree with Bill's logic, Tracy? Because you'll be the one issuing the building permit.
Yes, I do agree with his logic, and I can enforce that. We can get that revised before the permit's issued. So I would be enforcing your approval.
Okay.
Is there anything, any magic wording or anything that,
Just not to exceed 50% of what the existing is.
okay. No.
Are you just buying me time?
Yeah, I was, giving you a moment for the motion.
Well, we gotta like close and stuff like that, but I have one topic that I probably should bring up before we close. I sent a mail, to Ms. Sharkey and, CC'd the board, just a couple hours before this meeting, and, you know, I apologize to everyone for the lateness of it, but, well, it is what it is. I questioned Ms. Sharkey's, zoning determination. And specifically, there's a statement on it that basically says the proposal requires the following relief, and special permit is checked, and then also other, which is finding. And then further, in the narrative, it says based on the above, the non-conforming structure may be rebuilt with a finding capitalized from the board that the new structure will be less non-conforming and will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing non-conformity. So we have never, I don't think we've ever done this idea of a finding. I know some people speak to that, but it's not necessarily something we've done. As part of granting a special permit, we have to make certain findings to support our decision. One of which is that the change is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood. So we're gonna do that anyways if we're gonna grant a special permit. I questioned on what authority we have to find that the non-conforming, that the new structure will be less non-conforming. First of all, I think that probably is intended to say less than or equal, but what authority we have to find that the new structure will be less non-conforming? Because that's not part of 3435 and it's not explicitly part of section 6. So I kind of question it. And Ms. Sharkey and I talked, and there's a few issues. One of which is that she, and I don't want to speak too much for her, and she can elaborate on this, but she questions whether 3435 we should even be operating under. And I don't disagree with her thought, right? So 3435, which is what we've, for as long as I've been on this board, through many zoning enforcement officers, we've used that to grant special permits to extend or alter pre-existing non-conforming structures. And, you know, her point is, and I agree with it, it's in a section called uses. And I think the intention of that is to talk about the structures that are devoted to non-conforming uses. I just think the initial language is wrong. The initial language probably should match what's in the previous section. But it is what it is, and you know, there's also 3424, or actually 342, which talks about structures. And this is all under non-conforming. And under 342, it's pretty clear that non-conforming single-family or two-family residential structures may be reconstructed, extended, altered, or structurally changed upon determination by the inspector of buildings that such proposed reconstruction, blah, 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 does not increase the non-conforming nature. So, again, Ms. Sharkey's position, I think, was basically that if this came to her fresh, she could basically say that this project could go forward just on her finding based on 3424. So what's this all boil down to? I think Ms. Sharkey is going to be fine if we just do the special permit like we normally do and we skip over doing the specific finding. And then there may be coming down the pike some sort of change to our bylaw. Maybe even the way things operate with respect to these pre-existing non-conforming structures. Now, the last thing I'll say is, for those who've been on the board a while, I think Bob Berger had an opinion about 3424, the idea that the building inspector could make the decision, and he wouldn't do that, and I don't know if anyone remembers why, but that might be interesting to know.
Are you speaking with respect to this case?
No.
Or generally?
In general. Why do you think he had an opinion with respect to this case?
Well, just going back off of the video, I know he specifically referenced it, mentioned that he authored it, and that he didn't think it helped this case. And I would say we're kind of going off on a tangent. I don't really like 3424 because I think all three of the sub-bullets apply here. We're talking about a structure that's located in a lot with insufficient area. We're talking about a structure located in a lot with insufficient frontage. And we're talking about a structure which encroaches upon one or more required setbacks. And it says that all of these sub-bullets should not be deemed to increase the non-conforming nature of the non-conformity. Each one of those ends with provided that the alteration complies with all current setbacks. This doesn't. So I think if we leverage 3424 and for a minute over the past month or so, when I've been kind of looking for a path forward, there was a time when I thought this was our out. And I thought, maybe Ms. Sharkey could do this on her own. But the wording is really kind of convoluted, and the way I think I'm finally landing on reading it is that this would only help us in a situation where we complied with the setbacks, and we don't in this case.
If we comply with all the setbacks, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Well, anyways,
that
and,
section
and,
of the bylaw.
and I really didn't want to get off on a tangent. I sent that email, to the board, so I just wanted, and I did discuss this with Ms. Sharkey, so I wanted to get that, out in public, and obviously I don't know if Ms. Sharkey has anything she wants to add to it. I said a few things, for her.
Yeah, you did a great job. I will add one tidbit. Because 3435 and we are in a water supply protection overlay, and he is increasing the impervious on the site, I think that would still trigger that. An extension, alteration, or change may only be allowed up to 50%. So if he was keeping the same exact impervious within the water supply protection overlay district, then I think the finding would be okay. But he is extending the impervious within the overlay. So the special permit is going to identify the particular respect or respects in which the existing structure does not conform to the present bylaw, then determine whether the proposed alteration or addition would intensify the existing nonconformities or result in additional ones. If the answer is no, the applicant would be entitled to the issuance of a special permit. If the new plan will extend existing nonconformities, then the applicant requires a finding from the board that extension or alteration shall not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing nonconformities. So that second part for finding is essentially that the section where the inspector of buildings can make that determination. But since we are in an overlay and we are extending our impervious within that overlay, I think that's still triggering 3435 for your approval for a special permit.
So is it 3424?
3424 is the one that says the building inspector can do stuff.
And that essentially says that if a structure was to be rebuilt, let's say within the same footprint, that the building inspector can approve that without any input from the board. Mm-hmm. Which makes logical sense to me.
And any extensions could need to meet the current setbacks. They could not intensify.
Mm-hmm. That makes logical sense, but I think historically any change to I guess this is different because we don't have many reconstruction permits.
And I guess related to that point, I also had a conversation today with Ms. Sharkey to close the loop on how we got comfortable that the board even has the authority to issue a special permit for a reconstruction. Since, to go back to that initial hearing, Mr. Berger was emphasizing the point that the word reconstruct was not in our bylaw. And in my conversation with Ms. Sharkey, it sounds like she's comfortable, and if she is, I am, that change can be interpreted broadly enough to include demolition and rebuilding. And if that's good for her, that's good for me.
That makes perfect sense to me.
So I think where we're going here is just the same special permit we've always done under 3435, just like we've always done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the hope that there may be less special permits in our future. Is that what I'm hearing?
Like this.
I'm fine with that.
That's not gonna be the case.
Never know.
All right. So any further comments or questions from the board on this? Is there any public comment? Anyone online?
Let me see. Nope.
So I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing on
906.
case number 906 for 9 Logan Path.
So moved.
Second,
Motion made and seconded. We'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Reed,
yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Yes.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia.
Yes.
Chairman votes yes. Public hearing is closed. And would Mr. McCusker like to make a motion?
I don't know where in Robert's rules it says the chairman can do that.
Oh,
Do you need the original legal notice, Bill?
Yeah, probably. No, I got it.
You have it?
Look at this.
Oh, okay.
All right, so, before I get there, what are we using for in Exhibit A? In Exhibit? Is there a difference between these two?
Well, that one's the
That's from
one you're holding in your
2015.
that was the original from the very first homeowner. The one in your right hand, your left hand, sorry, you're my mirror image, on your left hand, that's the one he just submitted. So if you want something crossed out, I could do what you say or however you want to do it, word it to what's on here, and we can use this and I will email it to him and have him sign it.
Okay, so we're gonna do it to this. This is our
Yep.
Exhibit A. We're not crossing anything out.
Okay, and I will scan it in full, I'll
Okay.
email it to you and have you sign it and email it back to me.
All right, then, this is my motion, but, so basically, the petition was for Fu Nguyen and Kim Wong, 9 Logan Path, special permit to allow the reconstruction of a new home on a pre-existing non-conforming lot. I suppose that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Per Exhibit A.
Okay.
So I guess that's my motion. It's pretty much what the petition said. For the two folks, 9 Logan Path, granted special permit to allow the reconstruction of a new home on a pre-existing non-conforming lot,
Per exhibit A.
per Exhibit A.
Okay.
So if we talk about findings, I have an F1 that the structure was built in 1920, an F2, the parcel is located in R20 zoning, F3, the R20 zoning requires 125 foot of frontage, F4, the lot has 40 feet of frontage, in F5, that the R20 requires 20,000 square foot lot, in F6, that the lot is 10,377 square feet, in F7, that the R20 zone requires 15 foot side yard setback and the structure is located 8.8 feet off the side lot line. So I know it's bad on both sides, but I just took the smallest one. I think that's all we need. So then based on findings 1 through 7, the current structure is a pre-existing non-conforming structure. Then we have F8, the current use is a single-family residence. I'm gonna say the current and proposed use is a single-family residence. The neighborhood consists of primarily residences. All right, so that's F9. And then I've got one here I kind of made up. The proposed structure will have a side setback of 10.2 feet, which is greater than the existing setback. Right, so it's
Yep.
further off this line. That's our F10. So now where I'm going is F8 through F10. The proposed addition is not more detrimental to the neighborhood.
well, it's not less non-conforming.
Which is, okay, we can change that. So instead of saying
Well, I think you can do both.
which is greater than the existing setback and less non-conforming.
Or, correct,
Yes.
less non-conforming.
That's fine. All right, F10, 8 through 10 is proposed addition, or proposed, proposed change, proposed structure is not more detrimental to the neighborhood. So then, all right, so then F11 is that the lot is in the water supply protection overlay district. And we get rid of all that junk, we go to the back. All right, so I left off at finding 11, so finding 12. This is just no way to run a railroad. The board finds the impervious calculations shown on the plot plan are incorrect for the following reasons. A, decks are not pervious surface, and B, existing calculations omitted the current driveway. So that's my finding 12. Finding 13 is the board estimates the existing driveway is 10 foot by 20 foot or 200 square feet. Finding 14, current impervious area is estimated to be 1,115 square feet, and then in parentheses I write 915 plus 200, in case anyone was wondering where it came from. Finding 15, the proposed impervious area is 1,600 square feet, so it's not estimated because we have numbers. And then in parentheses I say 1,120 plus 480. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's
That would
1,600.
be 50.
That's 1,600. 1,120 plus 480.
Yeah,
1,600.
1,600.
So then based on findings 11 through 15, there is less than 50% increase in the impervious area as required in the WSPOD.
Can we change,
We can change anything you want.
so 12A,
Yep. The 12A right now says decks are not pervious surface.
can we say this deck is not impervious instead of generically?
Current and proposed
Oh,
decks.
current, I like that. Cause you're right, some decks are pervious. Current and proposed decks are not pervious surfaces.
Are not impervious,
Or not impervious?
or are pervious.
This deck
My head is starting to hurt.
This deck is,
The decks let water through.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is this deck?
Current and proposed decks are
Pervious.
pervious surfaces, yes. All right, thank you. Yeah, that was kind of important.
We haven't
Good
had
catch.
this many findings in the last 6 cases.
And also, the last 6 cases didn't take 14 months. or whatever this was.
I know.
Just one finding per month.
Poor Foo, he's hung in there.
He has. Well, it
All
was
right, so
all-
that's our findings. Any questions or comments or thoughts on it?
Makes sense.
Good discussion.
Somebody want to second it?
Second,
All right, the motion was made and seconded. We'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Yes.
Mr. Adams,
yes.
is Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
chairman votes yes. Special permits granted.
So, Fu, I will email you
Yay.
the Exhibit A. I need you to sign it and send it back. I then have 14 days to get the decision written and have my board come in and sign it. Once that is done, I will file it with the town clerk. After 21 days, you will need to come into the town clerk's office, pick up a certificate of no appeal, file that with the Worcester County Registry of Deeds, and bring me a copy of that. At that point, if everything is submitted, you can get a building permit. Congratulations.
Okay, sounds good. I just want to thank the board for doing this. From a layman perspective, 14, 16 months ago, I've never thought that, we'll go through all this trouble. So I really appreciate your patience and diligence going through this for me, particularly with Katrina holding my hand through the process. So really want to thank her for that.
You're very welcome.
So appreciate all the work and have a good night.
Good luck.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If we hear of a house for sale by a lake, we'll send them your way.
We'll come check
Sounds
it out.
good. Thank you.
Good night.
And
Good night.
Thank you, Ms. Sharkey, for your input and your guidance here.
You're welcome anytime, board. Would you like me to stay on? Or are you
We're
just doing
just
minutes.
doing minutes and a continuation of Snow Road. That's it.
okay? Have a wonderful night, board.
You can hang with us.
Welcome
Tracy,
to stay on
if you'd like.
and enjoy.
You're always
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
Good night, Trace.
Good night. Good night.
Any comments on, we'll start with the minutes of July
Oh,
20.
don't,
Well, we need to continue
we
nine,
need to
10.
continue Snow Road. In open meeting.
Do we have the continuance?
Yes, Bill signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it and they signed it.
So is there a motion to continue, case, what's that case number?
910,
Case number 910 for 21 Snow Road?
14.
14
14
Snow Road.
To
To,
September 11th at
Yes,
7 p.m.
to September 11th at 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Yes.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia.
Yes.
Chairman votes yes.
Were there other people? Anyone?
there's two people on there, but there's nobody raising their hand.
Okay. But I maybe just for the benefit of anyone who may be listening, I mean, the applicant is working on changes and has asked for more time, and that's why we're doing a continuance. Okay.
All right, so the minutes for July 24th.
Mr. Chair. In the second bullet under discussion, I wonder, or reference spoke with DPW and MassDOT, if we should also list the Grafton Housing Authority. We mentioned below that it'd require a grant of land. I think we should probably just note that the applicant met with them as well.
Yeah, and they did say that.
And then in the fifth bullet, talking about the letters that were sent, wonder if we need the parenthetical here, because the fact that letters were placed in mailboxes wasn't
Well-
brought up until public comment, and it's mentioned down there.
Okay.
So
All right. Yep.
Is that how you spell Cliff's name?
Yes.
I thought there was an E.
I think
E
there's
in
an
there.
E. I don't think it's
EOE.
Oh. EHMER?
Yeah, I think there's an E in there.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
Cliff Bomer?
For 21 Snow Road?
Yeah.
That's Bonner. That's different than Cliff Bomer, our architect design guy. This is Cliff Bonner.
It's
And a
spelled
butter.
No.
BOHMER?
The middle of the first page, waiting for comments from Cliff Bomer, architect design period.
Oh, B-O. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And I don't know how many of you follow the select board, but Mr. Bonner went to them as well at the most recent meeting
Oh, did he?
with similar comments.
About Snow Road?
Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
All right, is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended for July 24th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded. Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Yes.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia.
Yes.
Chairman votes yes. July 24th are accepted. Moving on to the July 30th minutes.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Langevin.
Under members present, it's probably just a carry forward from the last set, but Dan Hill and Jeff Walsh are listed.
Oh. Sorry.
And then the only other thing I had is at the top of the second page, in the second line of text, board asks why deck cannot be moved to the lift. I think that should be left.
Left, yeah. Yep.
Oh, and just on the second page, minutes tabled
Oh, yeah.
to next meeting. Any other comments on July 30th minutes?
Alex has his hand up.
Alex?
Hey, yeah, I just, I don't know if this is called out already, but sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up. On where it says case 919, it says board asks why deck cannot be moved to
Yeah.
the left.
We got it.
Left, yeah.
Well,
3 of us.
okay, sorry.
It's a problem with spell check. It's
I know.
spelled, it's a correct word.
It is a
It's just
word.
not the right word.
All right. So is there a motion to accept the minutes from the July 30th, 2025 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded. Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Present. I'm not gonna vote, cause I wasn't here.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
Mr. Langevin was here,
Yes.
and chairman votes yes. July 30th minutes are accepted or approved as amended. We don't need to schedule anything. Next
No
meeting is
cases?
September 11th.
No new cases, finally. It has been crazy.
Doesn't seem that crazy,
Since March,
except for.
we've had 8 new cases.
Oh,
Cause Snow
I guess I
Road,
keep thinking about
cause Snow Road was the last one,
Yeah.
and we're at 919. So since March, we've had 9 new 48 cases. So it's been a little busy. Do you guys wanna reorg? Keep it? Wait till next meeting?
Do what?
If everyone's here, we should.
Do your
We have
reorg?
everyone.
You have everybody here. That's why I brought it up.
Reorganize?
We definitely should.
Yeah, everybody is here.
I'm more than willing to nominate,
Bill McCusker,
right now,
vice chair.
Brian for chair again,
Brian
unless,
Waller for chair.
unless somebody else is interested.
I feel like everyone else takes a step back and
But I just
Basically,
did.
everyone does. Ooh, I'm out.
I like where I'm sitting.
but I'm more than happy to not be chair if anyone else is willing and interested.
Brian, you're an alternate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian would be great too.
Alex, wanna be chair?
I still got a lot to learn. I'm good in my seat for now.
I have a lot to learn. I've been here 11 years.
Same here.
So I nominate Mr. Waller, chairman. I think he's done a great job.
Yeah. Agreed.
Agreed.
Is it a
Vote?
second?
Second, oh, sorry, second.
Is there a
Probably
vote?
should vote.
Yeah,
Yes.
vote, yeah.
Is that a roll call too?
should be.
Okay.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker,
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Mr. Langevin,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
and I don't think I vote, do I?
No.
And I move that we keep Bill McCusker as vice chair of the board.
Second?
I mean, same thing applies. If anybody is interested,
You're so good at it. Why would anybody
Oh,
want to step?
I'll do this one. This is easy. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
You're too good.
seriously, you want it?
Absolutely not. You do a great job.
This guy
We need you. We need you there.
Well,
No,
no,
I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here.
we'd probably still have Bill run the 40Bs.
But
So it's not like you would have to do that.
yeah, he's too important. Yeah, no. Anybody
Yeah.
gonna second my motion that we keep?
Peter seconded
Oh,
it.
we did, okay.
Yes.
We'll vote, roll call.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Before he
Mr.
leaves.
Langevin,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
I had dinner last night.
and
with
I vote yes.
Shrewsbury ZBA, we're really good friends. I was telling her about you, and she's like, oh my God. I can never do it.
I nominate Ms. Reed for clerk.
Second,
It's really hard.
it's a railroad.
Made and seconded, Ms. Reed, or,
I
sorry,
can't vote for myself.
Yes.
abstention. Mr. McCusker says yes.
Yes.
Mr. Adams, Mr. Langevin,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
I vote yes.
I think it's great. I think we have a great board right now, and hopefully, folks, become more comfortable and willing to,
Yeah.
more comfortable in that they would, take on some of these leadership roles. As of today, I'm not going anywhere, but I certainly don't need to be chairman or vice chairman or any role.
I would be more than happy to
Yeah.
cede this seat.
And Brian Longevin's added a huge
Absolutely.
value to
Yeah.
the board, so.
Yes.
Yeah, your intellect and your knowledge of everything's been really insightful. So it's been great to have you.
Yes. Second that, for sure.
Mr. Chair, now's probably as good a time as any to ask or bring it up. I've wondered for a while if it would make sense, and I don't know if other boards do this, to have some sort of policy, whether it's formal or informal, for which associate members will get called onto a case. And I wonder
Which
if
alternate members?
yeah, so I wonder if the easiest way to do it would just be based on seniority. So if both Mr. Thomas and I are eligible to vote, it would first go to Mr. Thomas, and if I would only vote if we need one person and Mr. Thomas wasn't eligible to vote. The only reason I bring it up is there could be a case, and I was the instigator asking a lot of questions on Logan Path last time around, where one or both of us makes a position known. And I wouldn't want which one of us gets chosen to vote on a given matter to somehow even have the appearance of being based on how somebody has discussed the case during the proceedings.
That's a very good point.
But we're supposed to appoint the voting member at the beginning,
Right.
Okay.
right? And sometimes that gets overlooked, and maybe we all as a board need to kind of remember that, and if the chair forgets to appoint somebody, they should right away. Just bring it a point of order, appoint
At-
somebody at the beginning. in
Of
kind
that, here,
of that hearing.
But in the case of a continuance, you might not know until several nights in.
Who was?
But no, but I don't think it matters. When Logan Path opened, we probably should have appointed. Well, it doesn't
Brian
matter.
how would you know you needed?
Brian wasn't here when Logan Pass started.
Right. So as soon as you know oh, I see what you're saying. All right. So Logan Path opens. I shouldn't say Logan. So the case opens. You say some things. At the second night, so and so's not here. Now we need to appoint somebody. So the chairman could say, "Well, I'm not appointing him. I'm going to appoint him."
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I suppose. I mean, traditionally, it's, I can remember nights where we've done this, where, there might be 3 cases and we just rotated.
Yeah, and that's what I typically
That's
do.
what we,
is
last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point.
And even though you're not a voting member, like, you can still comment, you can still be a part of the discussion.
Right.
You just can't vote when we get to the, motion, so, right? Is that correct?
Correct,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So just food for thought, and I'd be, like I said, I'm new man, low man on the totem pole. I'd be happy taking that back seat if that was the easiest answer. But
Mr. Mejia.
Mr. Chair, I was actually going to go the other way, Brian. I want to second what Mrs. Reed said earlier. I wasn't able to make it tonight, as most of you know. I have a newborn at home, so one of the things that I've been contemplating is perhaps, and I'm not saying it's today, but perhaps do I need to take a step back? And I think, Jiffy, when we had the opportunity to go for the seat, I think at the time you had decided to take a step back and stay as an alternate member. But Brian, maybe that's a conversation if you want to be in the seat, and perhaps I take a step back again. Maybe for a conversation for another time, I'd be willing to do that. You've done an excellent job. You've provided a ton of value to the board so far. So just wanted to offer that as a potential option.
Can you do that?
You can't trade seats.
Well, you can approach the select board and ask them to do it for you.
Yes, you'd have to go through the select board.
Okay.
Because they're
I don't know if they can.
Well,
they'd
you'd probably have to both resign.
Right.
You'd probably have to have an agreement up front that, we'll resign, but you're going to immediately switch the appointments.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think some versions of the select board may or may not have done that. I think the current select board probably would do that. You got to ask them. You'd have to approach the select board and ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so I certainly appreciate the comments. I think the underlying point and the concern I raised would matter no matter who was in the alternate seat.
Yeah.
Think of some of our more contentious cases, and I'd hate for it to ever have the implication. We talk about conflicts, in appearance and fact, and it's like, well, it could be a flip of a coin who gets to vote on a given case. But if it looks like someone was chosen because they were leaning one way or the other on a given case, I'd hate that appearance.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I would hate that as well.
I can say this, I've had many years of being the chair and making that call, and never, even crossed my mind. And perhaps because, I'm kind of admitting my fallacies here, but perhaps because there hasn't been that much controversy, that sort of situation. But it certainly could happen. And especially in the 40Bs, but I think by the time we get to the end of the 40Bs, we're lucky we have 5 people.
No kidding. Oh my God.
But that certainly could be one. That could be where it shows up. We've got or any of the real long running case.
Sorry for the tangent. That's all I had.
No, it's a
great
good
point.
thought.
It's great when we get new people in, and I know that I sometimes dominate, and a little bit of it's because I've got some experience, and a lot of it's my personality. But it's really good to get other people's input. I mean, because I don't know everything, and I'm not always right, even though I may come off sounding that way. So I love getting new people and getting opinions and that sort of stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
And Brian in particular, I think you do a lot of work ahead of time, and you bring some valuable information. I think it's great.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. Any other further comments?
So the only comment I'm gonna tell you guys is, I did call Snow Road, and I told Bill this earlier. I told them I needed all the information the morning of September 2nd to get it to you guys, to get it to the peer reviews. So I did put that out there. I did talk to John Grenier, just so you guys know.
And
You attended a meeting with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, we don't wanna get into it, but
So Grennier's supposed to have his stuff ready, and then the architect on the new designs of the buildings with all the different changes with the underground parking. They're supposed to have to be no later, they're hoping by next Friday, but no later than Tuesday, September 2nd.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second.
Third.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. McCusker.
Yes.
Mr. Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia.
Yes.
Chairman votes yes.
No,
We're
no.
adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Real estate agent doesn't-
Thanks.